wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit, I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant, I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh.
It's fire with Ken Smith Games. It's fire with Ken Smith Games. It's fire. In a virtual world where the smoke rolls high, Ken Smith Games is fire battalion chief. And the games and subscribers watch him soar through the street with sirens blasting. With my team on my side, we're ready to respond, fighting flames and saving lives, that's up on yo-yo. It's fire with Ken Smith Games. Fire battalion chief, fighting through the night with courage in my heart and the flames inside. When duty calls, I answer the plan. In this fire them server, I'm the fireman. It's fire with Ken Smith Games. It's fire with Ken Smith Games. But when the bases fade and the sirens die down, Ken Smith hunts in the ghost down. From ghost exiles to the fast, where Ken Smith swaps the fire, helmet for ghostly crowns, haunting the shadows when no player dead.
Alrighty. How's everybody doing today? So today we planned on, as we talked about at the end of the Ghost XL stream last night, we planned on doing some RV there yet with Wayne. That's still part of the plan. I haven't heard from him today yet. Just keeping in mind, Wayne does work for a very, 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 very popular, we will call online retailer. That, of course, is the week of Christmas, so they are going to be super busy. So I suspect he probably is still working. So instead of delaying the stream too much more or canceling it altogether, I decided we would go ahead and do some flying. Do a couple of career missions for an hour or two, and if Wayne gets off work and still wants to jump in and do some RV there yet, we will transition to that. If not, we'll just plan on doing RV there yet another day, and we'll get a little bit of a flight sim stream in. So yeah, we're gonna try to do little short missions. We're not gonna try and do anything too super long. 30-minute flight on a A320neo A. No, because the setup of that's gonna take forever. Maybe not forever, technically a bit more time than I want to take when setting up an airliner today. I'm kind of thinking maybe we'll try some agricultural missions that do not involve a Robin turbine, because I can't fly those very well. And I don't like them because of that. Let's give it the Airbus H125 a shot. Last time I tried doing these, it's a little bit horrendous. You think it'd be easier than doing it in a plane? Not so much. We're gonna give it a shot. It definitely earns its 5-star difficulty rating. We'll see how it goes. So, submission. And fly. Now, one thing we do need to do when we turn the voices on, I keep the character voices turned down most of the time because they're a little bit annoying. But when you're getting career mode and maybe there's somebody watching this that hasn't played these yet and want to hear how it sounds, we'll go ahead and turn those on in a minute here. Let's get the setup of the helicopter done. So usually with these missions, when we get the helicopter set up, that was the blade cover. I'm taking the pitot cover off, and this is the static port cover down here. Usually with these types of missions, you start the helicopter up. You go and fill up with the whatever you're spreading on the field. I don't remember exactly what it is, but you fill it, and then you head to the field itself to do the job. So we need to go into settings, sound, and we turn the character voices up a skosh. That should be good. Let me set a control set. Let's go ahead and turn it on. A lot of people don't like taxiing in a helicopter, but it does happen. So we're gonna do it. I think it's supposed to be a plane there, that it's not supposed to be a shadow or a white plane there. Or maybe it's like an illustration of where a plane should be. I don't know. Really crazy there. Little disclaimer, I'm not a pilot in real life. Never have been. And never will be. I play a lot of this thing. There's gonna be stuff that you're gonna see. It's not T procedure, protocol sometimes. you know, just the way it is. Yeah, there's the front. Here we go. We're gonna go to the refill truck first. Just some teamwork. Yay! Oop. I did not like whatever I just did there. Checking to see which button I had to use to turn the sprayer on. I have a neat flight stick from the last time I did this type of mission. So I really wish the camera wouldn't do that. There probably is a way to turn that off. I'm not too worried about it. We can regain control of the aircraft and keep going the way we want to go. We should be fine. I'm gonna try to keep it at a decent speed. We probably don't want to be going in here at Mach Jesus. I haven't played this since Sim Update 4 released. I know when I played this before, it was a royal pain in the ass to get to land on the refill truck. So, like, this is the first mission of this type that I've done since the most recent update, so I don't know if it's any better or any worse. So we're gonna find out in a minute here. Let's see if we can lower ourselves a little bit, slow down a little bit. Give you a tiny square to land on. Oh, there we go. Being filled. The filter tank still has 50%. Take off. Okay, so the field is right here. And you would think this would be simple, but it's a bit of a challenge. Probably not going to be successful at this, but we're going to give it a try. We're probably landing on that field because that's going to make her yell at us. Yeah, we didn't, but okay. Over to the edge of the field here. Here. Turn the sprayer on. Just to maintain 50 knots. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. A little high. We're going to get yelled at for that. And you want to have the sprayer off. There's no indication on the field of what you've got and what you haven't. I think on the flight planner, when you get close enough to the field, it'll kind of tell you. We'll look at that. I'm over the field too. And you can see on them, that tells you where you sprayed. can kind of use this as a guide. You've seen yellow is too high. Well, that's the first nice thing you said to me, man. Oh god. Hey Zeno. Yeah, it's a little bit of a challenge. There's this lady bitches a lot. Like apparently she's keeping track of the number of times I've touched the ground. But it is fun. I like doing it once in a while. As I said earlier, this is the first time I've done this type of mission since the update. It seems to be pretty much the same as it was before. They want you to stay like 30 feet from the ground, which I'm too high. Wants you to do at least maintain 50 knots, which I'm not great at, but like everything else, it takes practice. How are you doing tonight, sir? Sore and tired. I'm doing pretty good. So we'll bring ourselves down a little bit. Saw people complaining on like Facebook and stuff that the H125 was bouncy or something after the update, but I'm not getting any bounce out of it. I'm not seeing anything really too much different than before with it. Oh, we almost lost it. We almost lost it. Now we're too high. Let's lose the time for a second. Contact completion. Alright, we're gonna do a little bit more of this. We're gonna do a little bit more. We could end the mission now. We're done with it. But we're gonna go ahead and take at least one more pass. Then move on to something else. She's yelling at me once about that. I don't remember that I'm keeping such vivid track of this stuff before. But now apparently they do. Or maybe they did before and it's been so long since I've done crop. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I think Wayne probably ended up working late. I haven't heard from him today yet. So I decided to do a little bit of flight sim for a couple hours, and if he pops in to do RV there yet, we'll do that. If we don't, then it'll just be a little flight sim stream with some career missions for tonight. You know, we're pretty close to completing this field under line there, so we're gonna go back and do one more pass, I think. See if we can get this completed. We're gonna go ahead and call it there. And just gonna head next to where we took it from. NVO is the call sign related to the virtual airline that I joined not too long ago. It's been fun. Had a way to track a flight and earn like credits, so to speak. Not in the game, but with the airline itself. So it's a neat thing to have. I'm not logged in any of these career missions with it, but free naps today. Yeah, I've definitely done that before. Sometimes you just need to do that. Wants us to follow a traffic pattern, we're probably gonna try and just find the final and then approach the runway. Not to get hidden for taxi speeding. Try not to hit near the building or the ground too hard. I like this. We have a marshaller over here. I don't know that helicopters use marshallers. YOLO. Shut down the engine. That's it, noise. Means we put the plane set down. The engine should be shutting down. We hit a button. We hit a button that we shouldn't have, I'm pretty sure. Mission success. Yay! Alright. I'll take the A. E. Alright. See what's next. I'll get an area that we didn't land in before, so we have some new missions, it looks like. See what we got here. We can do a ferry flight of a Skyway. I don't like the 185, actually. We're not gonna do I don't like flying a Eurocopter. I'm very picky with the planes. I don't like flying tail draggers. They're difficult to land. I'm not sure that it is a skill issue on my part. I'm not even gonna lie about that. I don't know what that is. CJ4. I've flown out. I like flying it, but taking a break from it. Maybe we'll come back to that. Not a fan of the PC-12. Or the Havillands. Excuse me. The Vision Jet is cool. We're taking a little bit of a break from that. I think we're gonna go over here. We'll do the Diamond aircraft. It's not my favorite plane to fly, but it'll be good. So before we start this flight, I'm gonna take like a 2-minute break and refill my drink. And I shall return. Let's get the screen up now. Alrighty. Let's get the show on the road. Alright. Amber Rose, how's it going, ma'am? Nice to see you stopping by. You know, my thumbnail is a little bit accidentally deceptive because I was going to play some RV There Yet with Wayne, but I think he's working late because he works for a retailer that everybody knows about, but I am not going to say the name of. So yeah, ooh, that's rough, but well, it will be happy. Getting ready for bed. Cool, cool. Wrong button. That button. Turn some lights on. Get some panels turned. Lighting turned on. Before we announce our taxi, we'll get this display turned on because it'll show our flight path. We give this time to align anyway, so I like to turn the flight director on. For small planes, it'll tell us what altitude you reach, but I usually set it for like 5,000 feet initially. And then get the heading bug set. We'll hit that again before we take off from the runway, which is probably one of my least favorite runways, which is the grass strip. We'll find out. Get our flap set a while. For some reason, this game has been loving putting us right next to buildings, and if you make contact with the building, it will end the mission. A little bit too fast. We're probably gonna. Oh no, we're not gonna overshoot the. Hold short. It's a grass strip runway. Overshot. It's hard to see these. We're probably going to get gigged for being off the runway. Let's see if we can get back on the line as much as we can here. And go. Wait till it gets up to the green. Yep, I knew that was going to happen. That's alright. That gig for the wheel out of runway thing. Switch back to interior mode. Go ahead. Fly. Turn autopilot on. Turn flight level change on. That should take care of that. I know. Max speed with flaps. Turn heading mode on. And if we didn't get these lines centered, we can switch to, well, we will anyway here in a second. We can switch to navigation mode, and the plane will essentially fly itself, bring our altitude down to 3,000 feet where it wants us. And then we'll go ahead and hit the nav button now. You can see it over here, so as soon as these lines meet up a little bit more, it'll turn on automatically and the plane will start flying itself. We'll keep all of our lights on because you don't turn landing lights off. Well, actually, we can turn the little taxi lights off. We keep all the other lights on. You don't turn landing lights off in the air unless you're 10,000 feet or higher. So that's what we'll go by. And to my knowledge, you're not gonna get to 10,000 feet in a small plane like this anyway. I don't think. I could be wrong, because like I said, I'm not a real pilot. I have some time in the simulator here, but I'm not by far the best pilot in the world. Let's see, I have 276 flight hours. Not too shabby. I'm pretty sure it's more than that, but I don't know how it really tracks things, so I'm just going to keep going this way till that purple line at off center centers itself, so I can turn more towards it. And it's not going to line up with the blue squares, but that's okay. And the line is getting closer. Low fuel, we're just going to cheat and fix that. Then the little GPS light's going to start to blink. There we go. It means it's going to be on navigation mode now, and it's going to turn itself. I don't have to do anything until we get closer to where we need to land. I'll accept the throttle. I might have to change the throttle to get the light above us here. I think there is. Yeah, let me find the button. Boop. I don't have the auto trim turned on, but I think we're fine as far as trim goes. And then should be good. We bring the throttle back a little bit so we're not maxing out the RPMs on the plane. And we just wait. Hopefully everybody's having a good week and making Christmas preparations. If you do that. That looks like there might be some restricted airspace up there. I think we're going to be far enough away from it, but we're not going to get geeked for that, but I'm not sure. Yeah, we should be good. And usually, so the part that I'm really not good at in this game is I know if you look at your flight plan, sometimes it'll tell you where you should start sending. But it's never set up right in these career missions, and even when I'm doing free flight, it doesn't always tell me. So I usually just kind of gauge it when I get to about 8 or 9 miles out. I'll start descending. Let's make sure barometers calibrated. It was not, so we're gonna go down a little bit. And do that. Oh, well, 1500, not 1400. Do a flight level change, and we'll decrease the throttle so that we start actually losing altitude. We'll hop out to the outside camera just to make sure we're not gonna hit nothing. It's probably not how you're actually supposed to do it, but this is how I do it. And then when we get closer, we'll turn autopilot off and hand fly the plane. And I can see that that's going to be too low, so we're gonna turn out to hold altitude hold mode back on. We're not gonna want to go down to 1,500 feet because we're getting close to the windmills and stuff already. Jackson Municipal is where we're going to be landing. Go ahead and turn autopilot off now. And line ourselves up with the magenta line a little bit more. Because in my limited experience, the magenta line is pretty reliable in getting you onto the path of where you need to be to actually get on the runway, especially a runway like this, which is probably a field. We're running on, I think 20. No, it is asphalt. 2. So both the runways here are asphalt, so we should be good there. Okay, contact the arrival airport and exposition your radio. Continue to line ourselves up with the line. And unlike the helicopter, we are going to follow the traffic pattern a little more closely. We're going to need to lose some speed. Actually, probably not a lot of speed at this rate. If we lose too much more speed, we're going to stall, and that's just not going to be a good day. Lose a little bit of latitude here, get a little bit high. Do that by decreasing the throttle. Should pick up enough speed to keep us from stalling while we're descending. I do not see in that runway information if these are lighted runways or not. I'm not seeing any runway lights at the moment. So that's not looking promising. We shall see. Runways from Redmond, it looks like. Yeah, I'm not seeing any. Oh, yeah, there is some light there. There's some light there. So that'll help. Back on the path a little bit better. Usually don't. Let's turn these assistances off for now. We're not using them, they don't really do any good. The only thing I don't like about doing that is I think it's kind of neat to see the POI or points of interest flags. And when you turn the assistances off, it turns those off as well. We know where we're going. We should be good. We need to use a little bit more altitude yet. We'll pull back the throttle a bit. Be able to see the ground, turn into our final, make our final turn here, get ready to call ATC. We'll set our flaps, a little bit better lined up. A little bit too slow. We're a little bit too low on the pathy lights. It's okay, we'll still get it done. It's not going to be pretty, probably, but we do what we can. Get rid of all the throttle for now. We are on the glide slope. Not that's going to matter too much. Now we're off. On the ground. Reduce speed. We'll go in here. So we went off the runway, so it's going to be us for entering a taxiway without calling. Flaps since we're on the ground. Pick up a little bit of speed. That's like a little taxi speed 3 warning because we're going a little bit too fast. Turn our arrows back on so we know where we're going, because I don't know where I'm going, and we got the taxi speeding. I think anything over 30 miles an hour on the runway or in general is speeding. If there's any actual pilots in the chat that wants to correct me, feel free. For with constructive criticism, just keep in mind, obviously, that I'm not a real pilot. So usually we would stop at a hold short here and announce our taxi to parking, but they already gigged us for rolling off the runway. Oh, no. And we'll run the marshaller over. Oh. Oh, Lord. Let me see if we can kind of cheat. Back ourselves up a little bit. We'll have them push us back a little bit. Let's move a little bit faster, boy. Maybe we have to set up our new brakes. That's not gonna work. We'll cancel that. And we're just gonna kind of flip around here. Try and stop inside the circle. One of the things I forget about this plane is the brakes. Apparently everything stopped working for a minute. Let me see the program I used to send my sound to the stream and whatnot decided that it was going to stop working. So I think I got my microphone back in the stream. Let me see if we can finagle some settings in the sim here. Get one or two more missions done. If not, then we're gonna have to end the stream here. Let me settings here. Sound. Alright, there we go. We got it back. Where did it put it? Turn that on, turn that off. Yeah, I've run my sound through a sound mixing program. Mainly because when I record videos, my voice sounds horrendous sometimes, and it helps with filtering background noise, so I like it for that. So it's been a little bit of a challenge to get it set up properly. Oh, how to be an airliner though? I don't want to do an airliner tonight. It's too late to do an airliner. Let's see where it's at. It might be an airliner that I don't fly anyway. There's some of them are just crazy hard to, not hard, but well, there's 3 of them. I think these do expire after some time, so I'll probably try and do them at some point, but we opened up some new missions in this area that we were not in before. Let's scroll out and look at what some of these planes are that it wants us to fly. There's a Grand Caravan. That's not really an airliner. 737 MAX. I've flown that before. It's not my favorite airliner to fly. Let's see here. Airbus A330. I tried it and I wasn't good at it. And then the 737 MAX again. Okay. If any of them were a 320neo, I'd definitely be looking at them, but they're not. Every once in a while, I get one that is. So. Let's see here. Something that's not going to be. Definitely not that one. Something that's not going to be super long. Look. 30 minutes in a Vision Jet. We'll go ahead and do that. We'll give this a whirl. This will probably be our last flight for tonight. It's 10:30 at night for me right now, so I don't want to be up too stupid late. So let's open up our EFB here when we get back into the screen. So let's go back. So we're taking off from L Pitten. Let's look at the runway here. I think we're taking off at 17. It's an asphalt runway. Good. And then go back to LPOU. Look at the runway information. Looks like we're going to be right. Ooh, I don't know which one we're going to be landing on. So we're both concrete. Alright, they're both going to be concrete. So we're good there. We're not going to have to worry about landing on grass. Disclaimer, I'm not always the greatest at landing vision jets. Depending on the runway size and whatnot, but we'll give it the old Calyx try. We need to take some stuff off of this plane first. We're going to remove the shot. Remove the pitot cover. And then we're going to remove the engine cover. Okay, so we're going to go over here. Do that. And then we're just going to use the door here to hop on in. The door is closing, so we'll hit the start button. We'll go inside here. Turn some lights on. Oxygen on. Everything else will be good for now. Look up here. Turn these up. I don't remember if there's any other instrument lighting that we need to turn up or anything. I think so. I don't always take these off. That handle will do something if we're gonna crash and we cannot recover it. That handle will deploy a parachute. So the one we took off back here, I think this is for the emergency exit. Alright. So the plane is going only at 39% fuel. We're just going to cheat a little bit more into that. And then we're going to go and confirm fuel on board. Say that's good. We'll accept initialization. What are we blinking for? Still for the probe heat and the parking brake. Where is the probe? It's up here. Where's the air temperature? Oh, we're not there yet. You might need it in the air. We're just going to flip switches until it stops yelling at us. Fix that. We're not using that checklist. We'll just make it stop flashing. Set our map. Let's go up here. We're going to make it full screen. Flight director. Go ahead and tax everything else and taxi a while. Where's our trim at? So we do need to pull our trim down, maybe. That's not wanting to cooperate with me. Okay. You know, we're not going to worry about it for now. We'll be good. Put a flight director on. I'm not sure what altitude he's going to want us to go to. We're just going to set a little bit of an initial altitude. We'll say, oof, that's a bit much. We'll say 2,500 for now until this is a different one. Probe heat is still off apparently because I can't find the button for it. Don't know where the button for that is. So all of those are on. YOLO. There. Roll to the hold short. Go ahead and set a flaps around. Sometimes we have to give it a bit of power to get it to go, especially on rough terrain. A little bit further down what that white flash was in the style, maybe lightning? I don't think so. Yeah, now take off. Yeah. Give it some throttle to get into the runway. Sitting down here a little bit. We're gonna get back into the cockpit to take off this time, so make sure we can see our airspeed. Alright. Make sure we can see our autopilot. Let's keep it up here. Here we go. Gonna realize that it's not ready because takeoff trim is not set. But for some reason my trim wheel is not working, not cooperating with me, so we're just gonna send it to the best. And we crashed because I don't know where the fuck the runway went. We're gonna lose points for that, but That's okay. Not 100% sure what happened there. Sour? Oh, this is a stupid short run race. Oh my. Yeah, this runway is super short. This is going to be sketchy, and I don't know if we're going to be able to get in the air. We're going to try. And the gear retracted. Flaps up. Autopilot. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Play the whole chain. Landing light should still be on. I don't know what you're yelling about that for. Autopilot. Good. Heading. And that heading. Good. Keeping on the key. Good. 2,800 feet. Requesting. Let's see that button right there. That on. How we doing? Heading. The termination line. Looks like, we'll see somewhere on the outside. Let's stay in this orientation until we get the autopilot and navigation mode to take over. Should be happening in a couple seconds now. Start linking GPS and switch to GPS mode. There we go. Might do a little bit of a rocky thing as it we're good. Alright, cool. So now we just fly to Aerodrome de Piaz Longas. I don't know. Oh, I probably butchered that. Woo! So we're just gonna say Aerodrome. That's where we're going. There's some thunder, so we might get a bad weather bonus for flying this mission. That'd be kind of cool. There's a thunder. Alright. winter. Still good. We should be getting there in about 14 minutes. And we'll be landing in about 4:13 a.m. UTC time. Oh, it's raining. Pretty sure. Yeah, it looks like it's raining. Oh, look, there's any wipers on this plane. to our destination. We're gonna turn off the old autopilot. Line ourselves up to the line here. Decrease some throttle a little bit. Contact ATC. I don't understand why it thinks the landing lights are off, because they're on. Should be able to see the runway over to our left a little bit. There's a concrete runway, so I'm going to get seeing those lights. We know what a cine does. Yeah, let's see what that's not. Oh, there it is. I think a little close to it there. Turn towards the final. We're pretty low, I think. That might not go too well, but this turn, it's a little bit hard, but we're overshooting it a little bit. It's alright. To our final. Go ahead and go there and flat a little bit, hopefully we don't get too much speed or a little bit gauge for that. I don't see the runway yet, but we're going to follow the line, hopefully we'll be lined up with it. So we can slow down our skates. The tablet did say it was. Oh, we're on it. We're on it now. It's too much. We're not. This is gonna suck. Yeah, this is bad. This is bad. Ooh, we crashed. Okay. Well, the benefit to that is we're gonna be even more in line now. We're too high. Bring those down a bit. Get a little bit more on the flat edge. A little bit more altitude. The dark ass around the liquid figure for our last one. Not look like concrete to me because we're not over it. Alright. See if we can get it down. And there's a tree. Alright, we're gonna add this here because I'm not gonna keep trying this. It's obviously a bad airport for nighttime. So yeah, on that note, that's gonna be the end of this stream. I want to thank everybody for stopping by, leaving a like. The usual. We should be back again tomorrow for another SLRP stream. That is going to be dependent upon whether or not we have trainees, that type of thing. I tend not to stream when I have trainees with me, just so that I can focus on getting those folks trained and everything that they need to do. So yeah, something I don't get a chance to do very often. We'll put a link to Zeno Star Cruise. He is currently also flying in flight sim and career mode. It looks like he is doing some rescue missions in helicopters right now. So if you're not yet checking him out, go ahead and do that. I'm sure he'll probably be streaming a bit later than I have done. So yeah, until the next stream, be safe, and I'll be seeing you.